Hello, welcome to Miss Flores's virtual classroom. Today is Thursday, November 12th. I hope you had a great day off. Welcome back. Right now, we are going to be doing our science lesson. And if you remember, we're on a rockin' unit and we're learning all about rocks. So when we left off, we had talked about how to identify rocks, ways that we would be observing rocks. Today, we're going to be talking about who geologists are. We're also going to be looking back at key terms and concepts from this unit and review them together. And we're going to watch a cool rock video first. So let me go ahead and open up our cool rock video.
Rocks are a solid material made of minerals. They're found all over the earth. They come in different shapes, sizes, and compositions. We can sort rocks by their size, texture, and color. They can be as small as a pebble or as large as a mountain, as sharp as a knife or as smooth as glass, and come in all sorts of colors. They can also be shaped into beautiful formations. Rocks are one of the most common objects in the world. People have been studying them for a long time. They tell the story of our planet's past. Cavemen used them to make our earliest tools and weapons. Early people lived in caves made of rock and drew our first pictures on them. We used rocks to make our first great buildings, and we still use them today. Rocks have been around for as long as our planet, and we still have so much to learn about them.
That was super cool. Is your house made out of rocks? You might know that if you go outside and you see bricks across your house. Bricks are a type of rocks. That is so cool. I can't wait to learn more about rocks. Let's go ahead and go back to our article that we had started last week. So we went ahead and stopped right here. And we looked at the career corner. That's what we're going to look at today. What does a geologist do? And if you're a super student, you probably remember our vocabulary. So you already have an idea of what a geologist does. But let's go ahead and read, what does a geologist do? Rocks have many uses. Many of our tools are made out of rocks. We grow plants in soil that contains rocks. Earth itself is made of rocks. It is important that we know as much as we can about rocks. A geologist is a scientist who studies the physical parts of Earth. If they find a rock, they might ask, what is it made out of? They might ask how the rock was made. Some geologists study animals or plants that have become rocks after they die. These are called fossils. You have to go to college to become a geologist. Even if you decide not to focus on rocks, you will probably learn a lot about them. Rocks can be pretty interesting once we start looking more closely. All right, that's awesome. I love learning about geologists and I love learning about rocks. Let's go ahead and move on. Now we're going to go ahead and play a review game about the different concepts and words that we learned during this unit. So our first one is using the fingers in this picture to help you. These rocks appear to be the size of a. And if you remember our vocabulary word, this is from the vocabulary word size. So we're trying to figure out the size of these rocks. Would you say these rocks are as big as a leaf? That's a pretty big leaf, so I would say no. Would you say this rock is as big as an orange? And I'm using the picture, so I'm using the fingers in the pictures, and I'm looking at the rocks next to the finger. And I think to myself, have I ever held an orange before? I know I've held an orange before, and I know an orange, if I'm holding it in my hand, it's bigger than my finger. So, are these rocks bigger than an orange? No. Are they bigger than a quarter? That seems about right. Are they as big as an ant? That seems too small. Let's go ahead and pick quarter. All All right, let's go ahead and go next. Texture. What is texture? Is it a piece of Earth's surface? A person who learns about rocks, or what the surface looks and feels like? So we're looking at the word texture. I just learned a person who learns about rocks. What are they called? A geologist. So is that my answer? No, it's not. So I'm stuck between a piece of Earth's surface and what the surface feels and looks like. Texture. A piece of Earth's surface. Is that another vocabulary word that I remember? Yes, it is. It's soil. So that must mean that texture is what the surface looks and feels like. Let me go ahead and pick that answer. A person who learns about rocks. Didn't we just learn about this? What are they called? Did you say geologist? Because you are right. What characteristics do these rocks share? So look at these two rocks. We're going to make the picture real big, and I want you to think about what are some things that are similar, some things that are the same about these two rocks. Let's look at my answer. Sharp edges. That seems right. The same location. Do you think it's the same location? Look at the bottom of both pictures. No, you're right. One picture, the rocks are in water. The other one, it looks like it's in a desert. Colored layers. Do you see layers in the second rock? I sure don't, so I don't think that's my answer. Now I'm stuck between sharp edges and smooth texture. Do you think these rocks look smooth? I don't think so. What would be the best way to sort these pebbles? Color? Are they different colors? No, I don't think so. Shape? Are they different shapes? I don't think so either. Texture. Do some of them look smooth and some of them look rough? That doesn't seem right either. It must be size. I can see that some rocks are really, really small and some rocks are a lot bigger. A piece of Earth's surface. What is that going to be? I know it's not geologist, and we already figured out texture, so it must be rock. How would you describe the texture of these rocks? Do you think they look soft? I don't think so. Do you think they look smooth? They're too shiny to be rough. They're not bumpy either. They must be smooth. Which rock belongs to this group of rocks? So look at these rocks. Which one do you think belongs with this one? I think this rock belongs because it is round and smooth just like the other rocks. Do these other rocks look smooth like the ones in the picture? No, they don't. All right, the difference between two piles of pebbles could best be described by comparing you have two different piles of pebbles. Now, pebbles are really small rocks, so they're probably the same in size. They're probably the same in shape. It has to be color or texture, but I don't know. Let me go ahead and use one of my hints. It is color or texture. I think I'm going to guess color because these pebbles might be the same texture if they're both from water areas. Oh no, I missed one. That's okay. We tried our very best. Now it's your turn to answer some questions about rocks. So I want you to remember the different things we learned about how to observe rocks. From their texture, from their size, from their color. Thank you for listening today, and we had a rockin' lesson.